Hello everyone, welcome to LY5Elements. We have reached the last video of our basic Bazi course. It's been a wonderful journey sharing this knowledge with you, and I truly appreciate your support along the way. To celebrate, I'm offering a free Bazi consultation to the first 3 viewers who send me a message, just as a thank you for being part of this learning experience. Also, if you are keen to continue your Bazi journey, I'm considering creating an intermediate course. If you would like to see that happen, do let me know. Your feedback means a lot and helps guide what comes next. In the meantime, I will be preparing some videos related to practical wisdom for life, leadership, emotional balance, and human relationships. Scan the QR code above and join our WhatsApp community to explore ancient Chinese wisdom, share insights, ask questions, and grow together. Looking forward to hearing from you. We will discuss the last deity among the 10 gods, indirect wealth. In Bazi chart, when you see the Chinese character 偏财 or only 财, it refers to indirect wealth in English. What's the indirect wealth? Previously, we learned how direct wealth is acquired. Let's review it again. Let's start with the concept that the day master represents yourself. Anything that you control is considered wealth. When the yang element controls the yin or the yin element controls yang, it forms direct wealth. So if same polarity elements controls each other, the result is indirect wealth. It's simply cai. For example, jia wood is a yang wood, and yang wood is to control earth. When yang wood controls yang earth, this is the interaction of same polarity elements. So this yang earth becomes the indirect wealth of jia wood. Similarly, yin wood controls yin earth, and this also results in indirect wealth. When same polarity elements control each other, the result is indirect wealth. I have listed out the indirect wealth for each day master here for you to reference. What does indirect wealth represent? It represents the hero god because people with abundant indirect wealth are often like knights, very generous and open-hearted. The negative traits associated with indirect wealth include a disregard for money, poor financial management, being distracted or overcommitted to multiple activities, and indulgence in pleasures such as excessive drinking, lust, or gambling. These individuals might not prioritize the long-term security of their wealth and could fall prey to fleeting desires or reckless behavior. This tendency can lead to financial instability or other detrimental consequences, highlighting the imbalance that may come with an excess of indirect wealth in one's chart. However, their positive traits include being generous and magnanimous, skilled at managing finances, intelligent and resourceful, cheerful and optimistic, kind-hearted and charitable with a wide social network. They are charming, romantic, bold, and generous, easily winning the affection of women. The symbol represents a chivalrous person, embodying unexpected wealth from business ventures such as stocks and lotteries, which all fall within the category of indirect wealth. Career choices are suitable for business enterprises, investment, speculative businesses, financial information, and consultancy. Representative figures include wealthy individuals and businessmen. It also represents a man's father and lover, and a woman's mother-in-law. If indirect wealth appears in the year pillar, it suggests that in order to achieve wealth, you need to go outside your hometown and develop your career elsewhere. If your indirect wealth is in the heavenly stem of the month pillar, it represents that your father is quite capable. You can make money, and he offers significant support to you. If indirect wealth is in the month branch and hidden within the hidden stems, it is the most favorable as it indicates the ability to accumulate great wealth. This is because the month branch holds the greatest energy. If indirect wealth is in the day branch, which represents the spouse palace, it signifies that your spouse can bring you wealth. At the same time, it also indicates potential romantic troubles, as indirect wealth represents a lover, suggesting that for men, there could be another woman outside the marriage. If indirect wealth is in the hour pillar, which represents the later years and the children, it indicates that your children will become wealthy and that you yourself will gain wealth in your later years. Those with indirect wealth are better at making money compared to those direct wealth. Direct wealth is typically earned through steady work and regular income, building wealth step by step. However, indirect wealth is gained through sharp business acumen and entrepreneurship, leading to larger, more significant financial gains. Therefore, indirect wealth represents a bigger fortune and more adept money-making skills than direct wealth. What is the downside of indirect wealth? It is that it comes and goes. Sometimes it brings a huge fortune like mountains of gold and silver, but often it doesn't bring in money at all. Many business owners are constantly worried about cash flow issues. Their capital chain breaks, and after struggling, money eventually comes in. But then they might go years without seeing any profit again. So the concept of indirect wealth carries mixed implications. It doesn't always represent wealth. It symbolizes unstable income. If the day master is weak, then indirect wealth becomes a harmful star because wealth is something that the person must overcome or control to achieve. If the day master lacks the strength to control the wealth element, it will not be accessible, and instead the person may be overwhelmed by it. This leads to a mindset where they constantly desire easy wealth or unearned income. Since indirect wealth is unstable, it can create a dependency on fortune, leading to laziness and a tendency to avoid hard work. Therefore, for someone with a weak day master, indirect wealth becomes a negative force, encouraging indulgence and a lack of diligence. People with indirect wealth in their charts are often sociable and enjoy making connections across all walks of life. They tend to have a wide network of contacts which can help them access valuable business information, opportunities, and insights that lead to financial gain. This extensive social circle enables them to gather different perspectives and tips, which might be key to their financial success. They are skilled in networking and often thrive in environments where they can exchange ideas, making them good at spotting opportunities in various industries or ventures. People with indirect wealth are generous and willing to help others. This open-handedness often encourages their friend to provide them with valuable information, which in turn gives them more opportunities to earn money. Their ability to build strong networks help them gain insights that lead to business success. People with indirect wealth tend to be outgoing, constantly socializing and making new friends. They enjoy dining and chatting, often with an open and generous nature. When dining out, they are quick to pay for the bill, eagerly sharing their wealth and valuable information. This generosity fosters good relationships and helps them quickly become familiar with strangers, building strong friendships. Similar to Rockwell, they have a knack for quickly connecting with people. But unlike the manipulative nature of Rockwell, they do so with genuine good intentions, sharing their best with others. As a result, they have many friends and a wide social circle. If there's an excessive amount of indirect wealth in your chart, especially during favorable periods such as your luck cycle, annual luck, monthly luck, or hourly luck, it's like multiple stars aligning together. At this moment, you might have a high chance of winning the lottery or receiving unexpected wealth. This is because indirect wealth represents unexpected income. When these stars align, it creates the perfect conditions for financial windfalls. When both direct wealth and indirect wealth are present in a chart, It suggests a mix of stability and instability in a person's financial life. Direct wealth represents a stable source of income, like a spouse, the wife in this analogy, while indirect wealth symbolizes external or unexpected sources of income, akin to a lover. This combination can represent someone who maintains stability at home, but seeks excitement or wealth outside the home. In such a case, the individual may be financially stable but also more prone to risky or extramarital affairs. Let's continue with the Bazi chart from the last lesson and examine its indirect wealth. In the last lesson, we analyzed the person's companion energy. Today, let's look at where his indirect wealth is located. We can see that his indirect wealth is positioned very well in the month branch. The energy from the month branch is strong, and having indirect wealth here indicates he is likely to acquire wealth. However, there is robbed wealth in the month stem, which is the closest energy to him. What can we deduce from this? We can infer that he has a close relationship with a girlfriend, and he spends a lot of money on her. Since robbed wealth directly conflicts with indirect wealth, this indicates he is spending a lot of money on his girlfriend, which can be interpreted from the Bazi. In the last lesson, we analyzed he is a weekday master, and he is currently in the 45 to 54-year-old period, known as the Gui Wei period. During this phase, he has the companion, which represents an energy similar to his own. This energy helps to increase his strength, transforming him from a weekday master to a stronger one. During this time, if he encounters the indirect wealth or direct wealth in his annual luck cycle, he is likely to prosper. His indirect wealth is represented by Gui water. Now, looking at the Gui Wei luck cycle, this is a year where he is likely to experience great wealth. How does this wealth manifest? He will be making money through a partnership, as the companion represents friends or partners. This year, a friend comes to him to collaborate on a project, and this partnership will bring forth wealth. By transitioning from a weak to a strong day master, he is able to see and seize the financial opportunity this year. Additionally, in the year with the earthly branch, Zi, during the year 2068, he is also able to make money. This is because Zi contains Gui water, which represents indirect wealth in its hidden stems. In this year, it will be very easy for him to make money. The indirect wealth is sometimes present and sometimes absent, and it doesn't always come. However, in these 2 years, he will have additional income. As mentioned in 2063, the Gui Wei year, there will be an unexpected windfall. However, this wealth does not come easily, but when it does, the indirect wealth will be a substantial amount. So far, we have reached the conclusion for this 25-lesson course on learning how to read Bazi charts. For beginners, this should be enough to get started. When someone gives you their birth date, you should be able to generate their Bazi chart and at the very least, tell them 10 to 20 things about their life without much problem. You may feel a bit confused at this stage, which is completely normal. With more practice and study, you will gradually become clearer. Learning is endless, and I am also continuously learning. Chinese traditional culture is vast and profound. This part of the course concludes the beginner's guide to reading Bazi charts, indicating that with practice, students will be able to offer significant insights based on the Bazi chart, even if you feel uncertain at first. I emphasize the ongoing nature of learning and the depth of Chinese cultural wisdom. In the future, I will offer courses featuring intermediate and advanced topics on Bazi analysis, such as how to conceive a child and determine the Bazi of a future entrepreneur with great wealth, marriage and relationships, finding the right partner, which is crucial for lifelong happiness, adjusting your personal fortune, fine-tuning your path to improve life opportunities, and so on. You can also contact me directly if you would like to know about your own wealth, marriage, health, or job. These courses will provide deeper insights into Bazi for those seeking guidance on relationships and personal growth. One important point to clarify is that destiny cannot be changed. You cannot alter whether you are man or woman, or the person or the family you were born into. However, your luck or fortune can be slightly adjusted. Through the methods of the I Ching and Bagua, you can leverage the timing, location, and your connections to fine-tune your path and improve your fortune. In the upcoming courses, I will cover how to apply these techniques, including understanding how to enhance your health, happiness, and family harmony. Additionally, you will learn how to detect underlying causes of health issues through these traditional methods and take steps to restore balance. Ultimately, the goal is to make these ancient cultural practices genuinely beneficial to more people. Finally, there is one last request I have for everyone. If you find this course helpful, make sure to share my videos with your friends and family members. I sincerely hope that this traditional culture can continue to thrive and help more people. Thank you all for your support and encouragement.